Deer Island has about 5 miles of trails. We'll start on the 2.7-mile loop trail and then explore the trails on the hilly north side of the island. In 1941, the U.S. Army built a fort on the island and a road linking the island to the mainland. There is only one small parking lot for Deer Island. You may have trouble finding a space, particularly on summer weekends. Between 1847 and 1849, 4,816 Irish immigrants were admitted to the island, of which 4,069 were ill on arrival. 759 died on the island. This is a memorial to those immigrants. There is no water and very little shade on Deer Island, so I definitely recommend packing in some water. The first wastewater treatment plant on the island was established in 1896. In those days, treatment consisted of screening to remove larger objects and pumping the water into the harbor. The plant was modernized in the 1960s, but by the 90s was horribly out of date again. And Boston Harbor had a national reputation for disgusting water. The modern plant, completed in the year 2000, is the second largest sewage treatment plant in the United States. Deer Island was first used as a quarantine station in 1677, when passengers of an arriving ship were found to have smallpox. It was re-established for quarantine in 1847 during the height of the Irish famine. On June 8th, a hospital was established by the Massachusetts legislature, quote, as a precautionary measure to ward off a pestilence that would have been ruinous to the public health and businesses of the city, unquote. Also in 1847, all ships entering Boston Harbor with passengers or cargo considered to be, quote, foul and infected with any malignant or contagious disease, unquote, were required to anchor at the island. 1849, an almshouse was established to serve the, quote, virtuous and deserving, unquote, poor. Facilities included a nursery, school, hospital, housing, workshops, and a farm. Not long after, a house of industry was built for those convicted of crimes in the city of Boston, including drunkenness and idleness. The effect that these people had on the virtuous poor is unknown. Between 1858 and 1877, there were separate boys and girls reform schools run on Deer Island, and in 1882, a prison was established. Straight ahead is the location of Shirley Gut. It was once a considerable waterway between Winthrop Point and Deer Island. It was navigable as late as 1895. By 1930, though, the depth at high tide was only 3 feet. The gut was filled in by beach erosion in a 1938 hurricane. John Hancock and James Bowden had summer homes on the Winthrop side. The Revere Copper Company, run by Paul Revere's descendants, operated a foundry there from 1845 to 1869. During the War of 1812, the USS Constitution was able to use Shirley Gut to escape a blockade of Boston Harbor. During King Philip's War, the Massachusetts Bay Colony used Deer Island to inter about 500 Native Americans friendly to the colonists. Moved to the island without adequate food or shelter, most died due to starvation and exposure. King Philip's War was fought between 1675 and 1678 between the colonists and the indigenous inhabitants of New England. The war is named for Metacom, the Wampanoag chief who adopted the name Philip because of the friendly relations between his father Massasoit and the Mayflower Pilgrims. It is not an exaggeration to say that the Pilgrims would not have survived without Massasoit's help. Among the items they brought with them to the New World included sundials, candle snuffers, and a complete history of Turkey, yet they failed to bring a cow, horse, plow, or fishing line. William Mullins brought 126 pairs of shoes and 13 pairs of boots. The war is considered by many to be the deadliest in colonial American history. In the space of little more than a year, 12 of the region's towns were destroyed, and many more were damaged. Hundreds of Wampanoags and their allies were publicly executed or enslaved, and the Wampanoags were left effectively landless. Native American forces pushed back the colonial frontier in Massachusetts Bay, Plymouth, and Rhode Island colonies, burning towns as they went, including Providence, in March of 1676. Eventually, though, the colonial militia overwhelmed the native coalition, and by the end of the war, the Wampanoags and their Narragansett allies were almost completely destroyed. On August 12, 1676, Metacom fled to Mount Hope in Rhode Island, where he was killed by the militia. please subscribe to our channel. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up and comment below.